In the course of our investigations, we recovered 2 cartridges and 2 bullet heads, which the same were submitted to forensic lab for analysis. On the 31st, Your Honor, of July 2026, an autopsy was done on the body of the deceased, and a bullet head was recovered. The same was submitted to ballistic lab for analysis. Investigators have also recovered a Mini Jericho, serial number 47302127.
473021.
Let me come again, Your Honor. 47302127, Your Honor.
Proceed.
And when the same was subjected to forensic analysis, determined that it matched those cartridges and bullet head that had been earlier submitted for analysis, Your Honor. The Mini Jericho in question belongs to a senior officer who is still at large, Your Honor. Your Honor, we also established that on the 7th, Your Honor, on the 7th July 2026, the deceased person, while she was driving along Junction Mall, she was confronted by 2 armed persons riding motorcycle who pointed a gun at her. The same was reported at Kilimani Police Station via OB number 63/07/07/2026. Your Honor, the first respondent is suspected to be the one who was armed, they said, at the same time and confronted the deceased. Your Honor, preliminary investigations have also established that there is a dispute involving land, LR number 1504/13. The same is currently before Machakos Law Court. Void number MCELC stroke MCELC stroke E111 stroke 2025. The same could have been the motive for killing the deceased. Your Honor, the respondents are alleged to have known witnesses and material evidence, including members of the deceased family and a person connected in a land dispute. Hence, it might create intimidation or influence the matter. Your Honor, one of the principal witnesses in the matter is the husband of the deceased, who has not yet recorded his statement due to his due to the trauma that he underwent, and as per last week, he was still not in a fit state to record his statement, Your Honor. And if the respondents are released before he records his statement, they might intimidate or even compromise the quality and the completeness of evidence, Your Honor. Your Honor, we are still pursuing other suspected participants in this brutal murder whom are at large. And there is a risk of collusion and concealment or even destruction of evidence if the respondents are released. The investigation team still have inquiries about other firearms suspected to have been used, and we need to subject them to ballistic for forensic analysis. The CCTV footages that were retrieved, the same have not been subjected for analysis. In order to identify the respective role each and every respondent played in the brutal murder of the said Dr. Victoria. Your Honor, from the preliminary investigation, the investigating team have established that the first respondent is the one who fired the fatal shot, while the second respondent was driving motor vehicle registration number KDH 600A, a black Prado which was used to block the Uber the deceased was using, that is Toyota Passo registration KDJ 609D. The third respondent, Your Honor, is the one who dropped and picked the third respondent, Your Honor, is the one who dropped and picked the first respondent at and from the scene. Your Honor, it's also worth noting that there are other accomplices have also appeared before, are in custody by miscellaneous number E3495 of 2026. That is Republic versus Rose Mbithe Mulwa, alias Rose Mbithe Ndetei, and Chris Mulwa. And also, there are some who are at large. Your Honor, we have several witnesses, about 50 of them, whom we are yet to interview and record their statement. That's why we sought for the period for the respondents to remain in custody. Your Honor, the team believe that if the respondents are released at this stage, they might interfere with witnesses whom are known to them and the pending investigation, as some of the accomplices are still at large, some of them are police officers. Your Honor, the murder of Dr. Victoria Nthunya has generated a widespread public interest and outrage. The circumstance which the doctor was trailed and eventually killed. Consequently, Your Honor, if the respondents are released before we conclude our investigation, they may be exposed to retaliation or even mob injustice or other threats, Your Honor. That's one of the reasons we pray for their continued detention, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, the respondents are flight risk since the offense that they'll be charged with at the end of the investigation is a capital offense, and some of their accomplices are at large, on the run. And due to the public interest that the matter has elicited, Your Honor.
Yes, proceed.
Your Honor, for that reason,
Yes.
we pray for 30 days to continue to be with the respondents in custody so that we can continue with our investigation. Your Honor, that's all.
You know, we wish for the court to take note that this was a well-articulated and calculated execution of a public figure. And there's a large public interest in the matter. And you know, to ensure that we have thorough investigations that are not compromised in any way, it is important that the 3 accused persons are detained in custody. Noting, Your Honor, and to highlight, most importantly, it has been indicated in the affidavit that their arrest was through an intelligence-led investigation. These were not people who surrendered themselves, Your Honor. It took state resources to trace them. And noting, Your Honor, the vast period of investigation, seeing the first attempt was 7th of July, and the date of the murder was 29 July. And noting, Your Honor, we have vast investigations, including forensic analysis of the motor vehicle, of exhibits. 30 days is what we would require. You know, the witnesses are not only known from the cases, but they have been captured because there has been a lot of media coverage of this matter. So they are well known. We pray, Your Honor, in the interest of justice, that the first respondent is detained at Ruaraka Police Station for 30 days. The second respondent is detained at Pangani Police Station for 30 days. And the third respondent is detained at Gigiri Police Station for 30 days. My partner to be on.
With Article 49. And Your Honor, we pray that this court do allow the said further detention of the accused persons. As they said, further detention is reasonable, justifiable, and there is an intended purpose for the said continuous detention of the accused person.
Yes.
Your Honor, having critically analyzed Article 24, the threshold has been met for the said limitation. The complexity and sophistication of how this offense was committed, 30 days is reasonable. There are others who we've been informed are still at large. Interference to the said ongoing investigations are of great concern. It is not in dispute, Your Honor, that an offense did happen. that Dr. Victoria is no longer with us. The accused persons have been greatly mentioned during the investigations, and a connection, a link to the said offense has been created. Your Honor, it is quite unfortunate that we cannot say that they have been cooperating.
Yes.
That it had to take various efforts to have them brought to court, Your Honor. Your Honor, the prayers being sought for, you can see, are very particular as to where each and every suspect should be detained.
Yes.
Because, Your Honor, some of the suspects in this matter are highly trained officers with great repute. Your Honor, it is for those reasons, Your Honor, we pray that the said application will be allowed as well.
Okay, I hear you. First respondent. In respect of the respondents, they are investigating a case of murder, and the application has given indications that the investigations are ongoing, that some witnesses are yet to record their statements. Experts are being subjected to forensic examination. There are also indications that if the suspects, respondents, are released on bond bail, they are likely to interfere with investigations as accomplices are still at large. The state has requested for 30 days. The respondents are not opposed to that application. Indeed, the matter under investigation is serious. There's no doubt that the investigators requires time to conclude the investigation. I note that one of the suspects is a serving police officer. I am persuaded that if respondents are released on bond bail, there is high likelihood that they will interfere with investigations. Further, and considering the public interest this matter has generated, their safety cannot be guaranteed. And pursuant to provisions of Article 49 of the Constitution, I will allow the application made by prosecution. The respondents will be detained in custody for the next 30 days, pending conclusion of investigations. And they'll be detained as follows. First respondent, you will be detained at Ruaraka Police Station. Second respondent, you will be detained at Pangani Police Station. The third respondent, you will be detained at Kigiri Police Station. In the event investigations are concluded before expiry of 30 days, the state may present the respondents before this court for further directions. The case will be mentioned on the 10th of September for further orders.